Okay, the design argument. Curated by Thomas Aquinas and shortly into the future evolved by William Paley, which we know as the teleological argument. Teleological means goal, telos, and let's dive straight into this argument. And the main thing this argument uses is a simple watch, the watch analogy. So William Paley argues that if you stumble across a watch in a forest, would you A, think it's naturally there, so it fits in with the forest, the trees, the rocks, the soil, or B, would you think it's made by someone? All these intricate parts of the watch, the dial, the face, the cogs, all the stuff that goes. I'm not a watchmaker. All the stuff that goes into making the watch. I'll give you 20 seconds to think. It's about 20 seconds. If you are a sane person, you would have said B. Of course, the watch is not naturally with the environment because, like I said earlier, it's so complex. It has a purpose. The complexity, regularity, and purpose of the watch is far beyond let's say, a tree. But that's pretty much it. He uses that. So he's saying a watch has a watchmaker. So let's scale this up and say a world has a world maker, and the world maker we know today is the Christian God, who is omnibenevolent, omnipotent, omniscient, all these characters. He created the world, the universe. Everything is so complex, regular, and has a purpose. The chain, everything just makes this world so perfect. If we were like closer to the sun, would be burnt. If we're further away, would be frozen. It's the perfect space that life has come to evolve on this earth. And he's saying it's without chance that there is a creator, because there has to be one for this. There's more likely to be one. So there is actually a counter to this with David Hume. So William Paley, as said, he's a Christian and he believes in all the traits I said God have, omnibenevolent and stuff, but omnipotent. And would an all-powerful God, though, David Hume argued, have flaws into this world, like a blind spot, evil, tissue growing cancer, like your prostate? I don't fucking know, but just all this specific fish that goes into your eye and causes blindness. Would an all-powerful God really say this? Would really create this? So David Hume argues a flawed creation means there's a flawed God. Does that make sense? So we see all these flaws in the creation that we live in. So it must be by a flawed maker, or not even the Christian God, even polytheistic, meaning there's a bunch of gods, maybe a bunch of junior gods, and just not just one perfect God. There's mistakes in this world, and that's what he kind of replied with William Paley. And he also said, if there might be a purpose, but we do not know the purpose. So there might be purpose for a blind spot, but us as humans actually don't know the true purpose of a blind spot. But there is one key thing Bert Russell points out here, and that is just, why are we trying to search for purpose? Why do we think there's a God that created this universe? Just let me give you a couple seconds to answer that? Why are we assuming there's a God? Is it because we're afraid of stuff we don't know? Is that why? That's why many people believe in God, because of death factor. And Bert Russell is a famous atheist, and he argued against David Copleston, and that was a great argument. You should go look that up. But if there just might not be a God, that's so simple. And as David Hume said, why a Christian God? It could be a different God. It could be multiple gods. It could be a rock in the sky. It's not this guy sitting in a chair. It could be anything. But this pretty much sums up the design argument and everything to do with it. The teleological. Remember, I forgot to say earlier, as I normally do, it is a inductive a posteriori argument, meaning the premises of the argument can never lead to a sound conclusion, and it's based on the sensory experience of everything we sense. And unlike the ontological argument that I pointed out, that is deductive a priori. So this one can never reach the truth, and meaning it has flaws. So it can be criticized more and making it harder to reach the actual truth of God, but no argument can reach the truth of God. That's why the ontological argument failed. Philosophers say, if you lack either reason or faith, you're stupid. So you must have reason and faith to reach a sound conclusion for the proof of God. So it pretty much can't be a priori deductive, because you're just denying the fact of reason. Have a good one.